Mic check, check.
Yeah, the 17th is my next Saturday game.
On St. Patty's Day.
Is that St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
Ha-cha-cha!
We better have some ravenous leprechauns.
Nope.
Right?
Oh, well. No, it's not my game, so I won't have anything to do with it. I get to play.
So the eclipse, when that happened, Corey Bonefish, when he was doing his, he had a eclipse elemental.
Oh, nice.
That was interesting. So. Corey, if you're watching, it was cool.
Good job, Corey.
You put out Genius.
I get to say that and sound like I'm talking to myself, but not really. So I was going to ask, do you guys have the 30th off, March 30th at all?
Good Friday.
Good Friday?
Yeah. We'll have some, I mean, it'll either be like the Monday after Easter or the Friday before.
Go for the Friday before, because I have it off, and if we can, I'd like to do like a big...
That would be nice.
Nice.
Like, that would be nice.
Or the...
April.
Yeah, we'll get one of the... but I think it might be Monday.
You think it might be the Monday after? Okay. Let me know, because if we can, because I don't have to work that day, so I was thinking we could go super late and try and finish this up, because I think we're pretty close to the end and everything, but we're not quite there, and a big session to round it off would just be really cool.
Did you guys know that Easter falls on April Fool's Day?
Yeah. I had a
So
funny...
weird.
Is it Jesus' birthday?
that's the question.
I don't know.
Is it,
Oh wait,
is it
that's not his
really?
birthday, it's his resurrection. That's why it's April Fools!
Gotcha.
You thought I was dead.
Oh, confirmed. Okay, wow.
hilarious.
Well, we better get as much D&D as we can, because there's not going to be any D&D in heaven. It's satanic
true.
after all.
That's true. We're all going to hell.
What do you mean, what? Last time you guys found a book of demon summoning.
Yeah,
Which you can use
If you can read
if you
it from
prepare it.
Yes, let's talk about last time. Everybody...
Is Reese with us?
I don't believe he is quite yet.
He's gonna be late. So he says, "Hey, I'm going to be a bit late tonight. Still getting my kids to sleep."
Yeah. So we'll just start off, because I did give him the recap. And so if anybody else needs just a brief recap, the party made it into Skyreach Castle. And they snuck around a little bit. They slunk to a room, and they opened up the door, and they found 2 red wizards in there. And they were getting ready to sneak in and charge, and then Thornock discovered that there were red wizards in there, and he freaked out and ran in. And the fight went on. They were able to knock one unconscious, take out the gargoyle of the other one, and then the third one escaped using a flight spell and a vanishing wall of ice.
Dirty wizard.
So they interrogated the one wizard, who turned out to be Asbra Jos, which was the red wizard of Thay that joined the caravan halfway through. And they were questioning him and asked Thornock to do a threatening dangle him over the ledge, but the instructions weren't quite clear, and he ended up falling, or letting go of the
Oh no,
wizard.
they were clear. He just decided
To the death.
Yeah. To the death?
To the death.
To the
To
death.
the death.
To the pain.
Well, it's true. You can see the bottom.
I'm not quite sure.
If there's no body, then the villain might still be alive. And even like
If there is a
30% of the
body-
time, if you see the body, he still might be alive.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What was that movie that they found the charred corpse or whatever, but it was really a replicant or something of that guy?
If it's
Nicolas Cage, Face Off.
Like in Face Off?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
When you said replicant, I was thinking Blade Runner.
I know.
That's all I was thinking too,
So I
so.
was confused.
I've seen the new Blade
See,
Runner.
and I was like, move anything.
I haven't seen it either.
What?
To be fair, I'm not really a big fan of the old Blade Runner.
What?
Because it came out before you were born.
What? Sorry, I'm just gonna take out time.
Hey, a lot of movies came out before I was born, and I like them.
It'll be like.
No,
Goonies,
this new one
Star
is
Wars.
so
You
good.
seen the Croods? Get that little sloth belt. Dun, dun, dun. What?
So we're going to start the party off tonight in the same chamber that they were in. Again, just to kind of do a recap, you are in a large room with thick carpets that cover the icy floor, and desk chairs and lecterns everywhere, some covered with books and scrolls that you've already rifled through and found. Others with potion vials, bits of meat and fur, and other things, and 4 hulking gargoyles stand frozen in the room. And then along the ceiling are hundreds of horse skulls that have been nailed to the top.
Right.
Those
Weird.
poor horses.
Yes, and I believe you did find a little bit of loot on Asbra. You found his scrolls of mage armor that
Yes.
Akio has,
He snapped
and
his
then
phone.
you also found
Snapped his
some
phone.
letters to a man, to and from a man named Severin, that none of you have ever heard of before.
From Thay.
No, he's not necessarily
Oh.
from
He's
Thay. Like
the
it's
red-
just he's just called Severin in the letters.
Oh, okay.
Izzy, didn't you say something about
Not all of them.
that? There was some sort of like internal conflict.
Yep. So let's see. The characters also find other letters from Thay revealing that some red wizards are not nearly as keen on the cult's plans.
And
So-
they're like helping. Yeah, that's right. The Red Wizards are helping the cult because they think when Tiamat comes, something.
Yeah, she'll help them
Favor
take back
them.
Thay and favor them. Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
And then you also found a book with the title Beyond the Iron Gates that is
Right.
written entirely in Infernal that only Lunera can read. And in it, towards the end, it has a passage about some instructions on how to summon Tiamat into the world. It doesn't give the full ritual details. It just says that there is a ritual and
Wasn't it a
it'll
picture of the
require.
circle?
Yeah, it kind of had a picture of a summoning circle in it. The details are make it clear that it requires something of enormous preparation and expense, but not about like what that preparation and expense is.
Sounds like the
Yep.
heart of gold.
And the only door to the chamber that you see is the door that you came in on, and then the vanishing wall of ice is just barely covering itself back over at this point.
Okay.
And that leads out to another landing.
A landing that doesn't go anywhere other than.
Other than
Can we have
down.
talking down the hallway? And then
Right. There were some doors. I remember.
Yep. So back in the hallway.
Yeah. Let's go out.
We'll do a crude map.
You want a marker?
I have an idea. Alright, Crudes.
Did you watch it recently?
My daughter, she used to watch it like.
I only watched that show once, but I remember laughing a lot
A lot more than I
at
would
the
have
part
expected.
where the dog like rolls off.
Yeah, they all couldn't
cliff.
leave.
Roll over.
And he just like rolls. I like laughed for like 5 minutes at that part.
Have you guys seen the Wreck-It Ralph 2 commercial?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
The little girl at the end.
It's Moana, like totally freaked
The
out.
bunny gets the pancakes.
And then there's the hallway.
I can't wait for that one to come out.
Wreck-It Ralph meets Ready Player One.
Go. What's that one? Incredibles 2.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Like, I've been waiting
That-
10 years.
Right?
You made Cars 3 and 2 and Planes before you made Incredibles.
Yeah.
What the heck?
They wanted to make it good, you
No,
know.
they wanted to sell cars to little boys at
It's true.
Disneyland.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Well, Disney and Marvel, or not Marvel, Pixar actually have a contract that for every one new movie that they do, they have to do 2 sequels.
Well, good.
So
I'm sure John Lasseter loved that
we
one.
should be getting another Finding
Nemo?
Finding Marlin. Whoa! What a twist!
I'm okay with no more finding.
Finding Ocean.
Finding Ocean.
Where'd
Finding,
the ocean go?
finding the
It's
beluga
evaporated.
whale.
Finding
Be Land Before Time, but Finding Nemo.
Finding Bull Shark.
Finding Bruce.
Finding
Okay, so here's just a little map. This is the guest chamber where you guys came in with the vanishing wall of ice.
Got it.
And then this is we'll call this the Red Wizard Room.
Take a picture and send it to me.
Okay.
I'll actually
And then
showing it for the camera
going
from
down there.
And then and then there's
doors.
2 more doors here and here, and this is actually a set of double doors,
Okay.
and this is a set of double doors that look like
Right.
they might
And we
be.
kind of peeked out there and heard like voices, but didn't really.
Yeah, you heard voices coming from kind of this direction over here.
Okay.
But
Nothing.
yes, I am aware of what it looks like. We'll draw more of the map, and it won't look like that as much.
Okay.
This is
What do you think I don't think it looks like that. What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
What do you think
Nope,
think it looks like?
we're just gonna move on.
Okay.
So the party is currently in the Red Wizard Room.
Okay, let's go out and check out the side doors.
Okay. Alright. So are you looking to check out the door on the figure's left or right first? Left.
Why are we using me?
Because you have the
custom figure.
best custom figure. I should get one of those. I keep forgetting.
I keep trying to get one. My wife says no. So, Rebecca, if you're watching, I listened.
Please.
This time.
So you go over and you kind of sneak down. Let me see if there's. Oh, I was like, what is this room?
My custom figure is all wrong now, though.
So you sneak over and you like put your ear up against the left room. You kind of don't hear anything, and you kind of jiggle the handle, and it's locked.
Okay. I can hopefully do something about that.
Okay. I do want to get a stealth check from everybody as well, please.
21.
21.
16.
16.
10.
10. And since Thornock is still not here, somebody roll for him as well.
Plus
12 plus his modifier.
22. Nice.
I don't know what his modifier is.
Okay.
It's probably 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So he would have like a 14 or 15 probably.
Okay.
For his initiative,
Stealth.
stealth is 4.
Oh, so he has a 16.
Yeah, I think it took like a barbarian thing to get a stealth up or something like that. Okay. So, locked door.
Okay.
Locked door?
Can I tell if it's trapped before I try to pick it?
Go ahead.
That's a 25.
It doesn't appear to be trapped.
Can I check and see if there's any arcane nature
Any
or
enchantments on it?
Do you want to spend 10 minutes doing the detect magic, or
I
just kind of
see
like?
if
He can
Akio, you
detect.
may be better suited to do something like that.
Can I just do an Arcana check on
Uh-huh.
Sure.
it? And just see if anything.
Can I assist him in his check?
21.
14 plus 6. 20.
Nope. Don't appear to be any arcane ruins.
Good to be
Okay,
there.
I'm gonna
Seal of approval.
Is it just a normal
Except I'm keeping my
door?
arms closed because I don't want anything to cut my arm off.
pick the lock or attempt to.
T-Rex tonight.
Speaking of T-Rexes.
I rolled a 19.
All right, so this lock appears to be a little bit harder.
Actually, sorry, wait. I double my proficiency bonus with my thieves tools, right? So that's actually a 23.
So you got it.
Okay.
It does appear to be a lot harder than your normal locks are, possibly because this door is partially made out of ice. Yeah, like everything in this castle is just kind of like this shaped ice.
Yeah.
Maybe I can.
Melted. It's unlocked though, and you swing open the door, or well, you do your customary peeking.
Right.
I know how Ari operates. Huge.
I was hiding. I said I was hiding.
Yep. Huge sides of beef, entire ham hocks, and enormous barrels fill this room, as do hundreds of crates. The place smells of burlap, wood, and salt.
Maybe
I'm trying to get done quick.
maybe we'll find a giant spider that we can send here to feed.
There's always one in every dungeon now.
Sheila, where is she?
Okay, so it's like a cold meat store.
Yep, you kind of walk around. It just looks like your average storeroom. There's plenty of food in here.
Okay. Anybody? Can we stock up on our rations?
Get some hardtack, some biscuits. You know.
I want to top off in case I'm missing. Actually,
Yeah, you can go ahead and probably grab as much as you can carry as far as rations go.
I'll just do. Oh gosh, where was I?
Because it really does look like this. Like the storeroom is rather big and filled up with all sorts of like just piled crates and everything.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna grab a couple.
apparently I've got plenty of rations.
All right. Nothing else of interest.
Nope.
Then let's check the other room.
Okay.
Check the other room. Moving right
Is it
along.
locked as well?
Was it 7? Is that?
Yes, this one is locked as well, and you can hear shuffling on the other side.
Okay. I tell everybody to like step back a few feet.
Have my wand drawn and ready.
Yeah, be ready, but like I don't want them to see you when I open the door.
Your wand of winter hums with extra power in the in the icy caverns. Now you used a ice storm spell last time, right? How many charges did that use, by the way?
4. Can we do a rest?
We did short rest.
Short rest.
Okay, let me check. I marked it. Yeah, so I only have 3 charges left.
Okay.
I'm gonna do your checking.
I'm gonna pick the lock.
Okay. I'm going to lean over and say, "Don't mess this up. It's only in the end of the world on the line, and I know that you can do this." And I'm going to use one of my bardic inspirations.
Thanks, because I rolled a natural 1. Does that give me advantage, or do I just add something?
You add something.
Okay, what do I add?
Add something. It's a 1d8.
Okay, so plus, it's a good thing that fell off because it was a 1 also. So 6 plus 10, 16.
16? No, this lock does not appear to open for you.
Okay, shoot.
Should we just have thrown off, just charge the door down?
Shuffling on the other side.
I can unlock
That might not be a good idea.
if you want me to use a spell.
You have a spell to unlock?
We
I
don't
have
know.
knock.
We don't know what's on the other
It
side.
is a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
I
can't like
I have greater invisibility
wait and
ready
then try again. or anything.
for in case Braum opens the door and people start to look over.
Okay.
I will just fire it on him real quick. So
Okay.
they'll look over and nobody will be
I
there.
don't know if I want to cast this now. So if you guys would like, I'd be more than happy to.
I can't. How does that work? Like if I fail, I can't try again later.
No, you're pretty sure that your skills are not
Okay.
able to pick this lock.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm bitter about that fact.
Yeah. With the 1, you're lucky you didn't break your brother's tools there.
Fortunately, I had some inspiration.
Yes. Good inspiration.
Okay, well, let's knock.
All right.
Alright.
We could probably melt it down as well, but that would be even more.
You ready? Everybody ready? Alright, here we go.
I ready myself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like, and cast knock at the 2nd level.
I believe knock makes some noise.
That's
doesn't
right. Knock.
Is it?
It can be a door, box, chest, manacles, padlock, or anything that contains, or any other object that contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access. A target that is held shut by a mundane lock is now unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred, and if the lock has multiple locks, only one of them is unlocked.
I hope there's only one lock.
If it's an arcane lock, it is suppressed for 10 minutes.
Yep, when you cast the spell, a loud knock audible from far as 300 feet away emanates from the target.
That's a loud spell.
Yep.
Greater invisibility.
So you put your hand up against it, burns your hand away. No, I'm just kidding. And this loud like gah gah gah.
It wasn't that loud last time.
And then
We're all on the sides.
yep, everybody else is on the side ready, and
I
Akio casts greater invisibility. What level of spell is that, by the way? 4th. Okay.
And I am in my robes, the purple robes,
Uh-huh.
with the thing on it.
Well, you're also invisible, so yes.
Oh, I'm invisible.
I cast it on you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just to make sure, you know.
So the door swings open.
Do the thing.
A large
we talked about.
rug covers the icy floor just inside the door of this 10-foot high room, which is lit by a brazier of hot coals. A large bed rests in one corner, a desk in another. Resting atop the desk is a handsome iron-banded chest secured with a sturdy padlock. And in front of the desk, writing, is the hulking form of a familiar black half-dragon.
So glad I cast this on you.
Also in the room, and as she turns around, the guard drake in the room also lifts his head from the bed to look at the door, and a silent figure that kind of is sitting in the corner slowly leans forward, and his kind of pale red eyes peer out as well, but they don't see anything. And Resmir stands up and she sniffs a little bit and she goes, "Magic."
I'm gonna start humming the Heroes of Greenest.
Don't do that.
She idly reaches up and rubs
You
her
only have 1
shoulder.
minute, so make the most.
I am going to
Sneak attack.
take my dagger of venom.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw it at her again.
Okay.
Kill her.
I don't think the dagger's gonna kill
I
her.
don't think it is either, but it's gonna.
So she's reaching for this giant black jagged greatsword, and all of a sudden this dagger appears out of thin air and comes sailing towards her. So go ahead and roll me the attack, please.
And it's
Do we
advantage.
have a throw knock yet?
It's advantage because he's
Oh, actually,
invisible,
no, I'm gonna
right?
use this one.
Yes.
You have advantage.
I
You
have advantage. Okay. That's a natural one. So that's good. That's an 8 plus. Come on. 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 An 8 plus 6.
14.
14.
14. Doesn't
Probably not.
That'll hit.
Just barely.
We found her AC. It's 14.
Okay. She needs to make a DC Constitution save of 15.
15.
And this is a.
This is the most well-planned thing we've
She
ever
makes
done,
her
I think.
save.
She makes her save. Okay, so the poison does nothing, but she does take 6 damage.
6 damage.
Oh, that didn't.
So
I'm like-
it slams into. Should it be the same spot or should it be the opposite side?
I want to aim for the opposite side, and I'm like, I'm ready for my encore.
Oh, it's in my.
So you don't appear, by the
She
way.
just
'cause it
hears
raises-
that.
yeah, so
I don't
you,
appear.
you
I'm just
hear,
gonna be-
ready for the encore, and she looks at the dagger and she goes, "Kill them!" And we're gonna get into combat.
Core.
Yes.
But you're still invisible for this so right in my
How high is
so
it? 12,
it's
10
one
feet tall.
Yes, the ceilings are 10 feet tall.
Doorway?
The room.
You're in the doorway.
Yeah, you're in the doorway.
7 feet doorway.
Yeah,
It
7-foot doorway.
Okay.
Let's see.
So this lasts for 10 rounds. Does that count as round 1? Or is it 10 rounds starting now?
That's going to count as round 1,
So
basically.
you have 9 more rounds of invisibility.
Because this happened quickly, but not quickly.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so glad you're invisible.
Because I'm just gonna die like the first thing.
This was so well thought out. We talked about this.
Yeah.
We literally talked about this on Slack before we were like planned this.
Perfect.
And it worked.
It'll have to change a little bit, but
Yeah, but the idea is the same.
yes.
But I'm not going to tell you what the idea is because I don't want the DM to interfere.
Oh boy, yeah, because that's what I'm here for, right?
No, but if I tell you the plan, then you'll be like, how can I make that not happen?
No, I'm doing some fact checking right now to make sure I don't screw something up.
Yeah.
I think we're
I think we're okay.
kind of.
Well,
This plan is interesting.
Do you have the whole list on it? So you could do this one,
Oh, not this one.
but that would take up pretty much everything, which would be.
Is there a door knock in the building yet?
So which one's considered large?
No.
So that would be cool.
Not unless he's on mute.
Yeah. Are we transmitting sound everywhere?
We did.
Yeah.
We did do a mic check.
Yes.
Mic check. Mic check.
Let me triple check
Yep. It's going.
on the outward volume. Make sure it's not muted. Yeah, it's turned on.
Well, think about it this way too, though, Preston. The ceiling is just ice, so it's not like it can't be cracked or something.
No, but it's something above could be, you know what I mean? It might be a
ogres.
bring something
On
down.
the ballista.
The entire castle collapses on you.
What was the last ogre
You
name?
lose your arm.
What was
Keep waiting for it.
exactly what I didn't want to have happen. Now I'm afraid.
Just go for large.
He's got into my mind.
Yeah, just go for large. Don't do
Here
gargantuan.
and big guard drink. And then we've
Get a
got.
figure with red eyes, you said.
Yep.
That must be the thing that.
Braum, he does look familiar. You think you've seen him in passing at the Baron's mansion a while
That's
back.
the assassin that I...
Correct.
Because he did say he was going to work for Resmir.
Right.
And
It was the guy who
he
fought-
might be my brother, maybe, we think.
Your undead brother.
We think, yeah. Brought back to life by.
I'm not dead yet. It will be in a minute though.
Is
Evil witch or something.
Greater Invisibility a touch spell?
No,
No.
it's constant. Oh,
You
it
have
is
to
a touch.
concentrate?
It is a touch spell.
Okay, so you're just right next to. I just had to know kind of the.
Well, is it like I have to constantly? It's like
No, it's not.
part-time
It's not.
touch.
Yeah, it's touch,
Okay.
and then you just concentrate on it. But in order to cast a spell, you have to be right
You're right.
next to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, and then
I
I need to do some initiatives here, so bear with me.
Oh, I haven't even rolled mine yet.
Oh,
I'd like to re-roll mine. if I could.
Oh, afraid not.
Oh, it's a good one.
garbage.
I have to re-roll these ones because I just totally just. All right. There's that. Okay. It is leg. Okay. And then we've got. All right. And then let's start with Lunera.
19.
Okay, Braum.
For
Initiative.
14.
Ari.
8.
Just keep going downhill, don't they?
That's okay. As long as my attack rolls are good, I don't care.
And then last call for Thornock.
Oh. Actually, Corey, I just realized I did not add my. So it's 19 plus 4, so 23.
We can type in chat, make sure you're
Okay, somebody roll for Thornock, please.
Thornock got a 7
plus his
probably
3.
3.
for his initiative is 1.
Okay, so 8. Sweet, we tied. And I have higher dexterity.
All right, we're actually starting the night off with Resmi.
Oh.
Man.
Fortunately, she doesn't see us yet.
Yet.
That's true. She just sees nothing.
An open door.
So,
Wait.
How much did I miss?
Your initiative roll!
so you guys, you just opened up the room, saw Resmir, the black half dragon. Braum is invisible and threw a dagger and said that he was ready for his encore.
Well, let's murder some people.
Perfect.
Murder!
All right, and then we rolled your initiative already, so you are in at an 8. So prepare for that.
Oh, man.
Yep. We're terrible at rolling as Thornock.
It's because we're not for it.
It's cool.
So she is going to just try and hit the invisible creature, which she just has disadvantage on. So she raises her claw, and that same caustic bolt that you remember from last time when you fought her when you shouldn't have comes out.
We've fought her so many times.
Do I do a dex save on this?
No, it's actually just going to be a 10 to hit.
A 10 to hit. That's
Okay.
right.
So the bolt goes streaking over your head
Right
and
over.
splashes into the opposite wall, the acid kind of burning away at the,
I'm in the
at the door a little bit. Yep.
But nobody can see you.
Yeah, it looks really good to yourself.
This would be great if anyone could see.
I wish that I could see it, being that I cast it. But I don't think that's
cancel
the
his own
case.
invisibility just so
Just to jig.
dance.
No, don't do that.
I can't do it though. You have to do it.
Oh yeah, I have to remove it from
It is your turn.
I have to be unconcentrated. So I'm gonna just hide.
You have concentrated.
You gotta cast spells. We're gonna need all the firepower we can get to take her out, I think. Plus,
We've got a trick
we've
up our
got,
sleeves.
we've got the.
I can cast spells from my familiar,
Drake,
so I'll just send
yeah.
my familiar in and have him cast my spells, and I can stay hidden.
What do you guys
That's
think?
handy.
Do you think I should go trudge in, or do you think I should try and throw one of my hand axes?
No, I think you should go get
Run in,
damage. Go
yeah, run
take
in.
some. Yeah.
Go in? Okay.
Let's focus the whelps.
Yeah. Let's
Very
get
well, handle
everybody-
it.
So what do
More
we got?
dots, more dots.
Well, there's only one whelp because
Yeah, take out the guard drake.
take out the guard drake first because the other two are both
Okay.
pretty bad A.
I will go ahead then and move up to attack the guard drake. Is it still laying down, or is
Yeah,
it
so-
up and ready?
So the guard drake is like perked up at this point, but it hasn't seen anything.
Okay.
Even though its master just gave it a command.
So does this mean I have like a surprise
No,
attack?
unfortunately not. So what is actually going to happen though? Is you go 1, 2, you come charging around the corner, 3, and then 4, and all of a sudden the rug around you goes and wraps up. Damn rugs are smothering. So it's gonna try and smother you.
No.
So premature on the thunder
So
dance
glad I
there.
didn't have initiative.
And it does surprise you, so it gets advantage on it.
Rugs.
It literally rolled a pair of 13s. That's amazing.
It was.
So that's an 18 to hit.
Save it for dragon.
I don't know.
She has a 20.
Okay, yeah, it's like 21. Yeah.
Mine is
So-
20.
So you see the rugs springing up around you, and you do kind of a roll, and you come up right next to the drake, and you can come down with your attacks.
It's up to you. You do whatever you want to do.
You do what I want to do.
No,
Do it.
sorry.
Bring it down.
Bring it down.
Because we have this
First
plan, but we're
attack.
wondering if we should save it.
Ugh.
Because it's gonna be awesome.
This is
6
definitely
plus
a plan
6,
accurate.
12.
Braum would have been-
12
Yeah.
We've talked about it for like 5 years
on the
before
guard
this has
drake.
even happened.
on the guard
Use this
drake.
in just-
That's gonna miss. 12 is going to miss. Yep.
Second
Just to
attack.
scare
Go.
people for
That's
fun.
even worse. That's just an
Bert can do
11.
a random
That's
time.
gonna miss as well.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Okay. And then
This is your bonus action.
9 plus 6, 15.
That's gonna hit.
Finally. Sorry, guys.
It's all good. You got this. You got this. Bring it.
Okay, that's just a. Oh, I rolled the wrong one. I keep going for the D6.
You gotta go for the D8
I
now.
gotta go for the D8. Ooh, and that is an 11 damage.
11.
Crit on
We call that ghetto crit. When you max the damage, it's just called a ghetto crit.
Yeah.
It's not as cool.
No, it's not. That's why it's a ghetto
So
crit.
disappointed. But I got
Ghetto's not that cool, you know. And the rug, I gotta have the rug's health in here. And while I'm doing that, so you come in and the drake kind of like dodges out of the way of the first two. You know, you probably stumble because of the rug, and then the third one finally hits and it goes. Yeah, it's adorable, and you feel very regretful now.
Dog.
It's like you walked in, someone's Yorkie, and you're back in.
I always hate killing wolves in World of Warcraft because of the pitiful sound they make when they get hit and die. It's so sad. Braum, it is your turn.
All right.
Fireball.
So at the beginning of Braum's turn,
Sculpted around.
here's my question for the DM. If I was to cast Polymorph,
Okay.
and it's a large creature, large creatures are 10 by 10, would it fit in this room? Because that would dictate what type of creature Braum would fall into. I know I can't do huge.
You'd be scraping the top, but if you like hunch down, you could.
Okay, I cast Polymorph on myself.
You probably want to get into the room.
Into the room.
first.
I walk into the middle of everybody, or just
Avoid that. Watch the rug.
just inside the room, but not. I want to watch out for rugs because I would have seen her, right? Getting all-
Yeah. Oh, I should probably put the rug on here. Huh.
Okay. And
You
I'm,
should just draw it on there.
No, because it's actually like moving and living. It'll be the yuckle.
and I'm going to cast Polymorph on myself at the 4th level, and I'm going to become a Allosaurus.
Are they really only 10 feet tall?
It's only 10 feet tall. Tyrannosaurus Rex is
That's
15
true.
feet.
Yeah. Okay.
It's basically a baby T-Rex.
Yeah.
Baby invisible T-Rex.
So you let out a mighty roar that everybody hears, but nobody sees what it comes from.
But really, the roar is just me being like, guys, look at me! Damn
trying to tell Akio, like, you're like, Akio, turn off this bell, and it's just like,
And then
Is there like an intimidation check?
I'm even confused.
the guard drake is terrified. He pees on the bed a little bit.
He's on the rug.
Yeah, the rug makes pitiful noises too. This whole room is just full of sad things.
What's the distance between me and them?
First of all, you're right up next to him.
I'm right up next to him.
Yeah,
Perfect.
let me.
I don't have to use reach or anything outside that.
I have just a.
He has a dinosaur.
You have a dinosaur?
No, I don't have a dinosaur, unfortunately.
I thought you did.
No, I don't have a dinosaur. I have this thing, but that's not a
That's
dinosaur.
not a dinosaur.
No, I have just a single slab of circle.
Oh, is it
You know
the
what? You'll be an
snarl
evolved
rats?
dinosaur. You're the shark.
Perfect. I've digivolved.
Yep.
Digivolved.
Into.
And I don't know if you need the
No, I'm going to trust you.
I'm
Yeah.
using vanilla stats.
In fact, I think I have him under dinosaur.
Should be, yes.
Dinosaur.
And the reason he would have done that is just because they've been scheming for a while. So we're going to be attacking, and I'm going to be using my bite attack. This is one target.
Okay, who are you targeting?
And I'm going to target Rezmir. Rezmir is my bread and butter.
Okay. She is the girl with the flaming hands, by the way.
Okay, 18 plus 6.
That'll hit.
Okay, and then that will be 2d10 plus 4.
And it really is like greater invisibility. You can't see them for 9 rounds, right?
Yeah.
It's an advantage too. Yeah. Oh, let me re-roll with
Yeah,
it.
you get it with advantage just in case.
Oh, come on.
I know. As soon as I read that this spell actually was,
Would you
I was like, this
these
is like
two?
amazing.
Possibly,
Yeah.
yes.
This is the best spell I could possibly do.
1, 2, 3. That's a 0 and a 30.
Yep,
So
the
that's-
only thing that can make it.
3, 10, 13, plus 4, 5, 6,
17.
17.
17 damage.
Yes, 17 damage. And, yeah. And more, I
Yeah, so-
want to try and just bite at her and just see if I can get my mouth over her head and be like, ah!
Yeah, so you
There's an
get the
invisible
shoulder and you
force.
kind of thrash her around a little bit before dropping her on the ground. She's got these giant teeth marks. Everybody that can see just sees all of a sudden she gets picked up in the air and kind of shakes around a little bit and then drops to the ground. She's got
It's the
teeth marks.
exorcism, it's like, ah!
Yeah.
I assume the guard drake is.
The power of
Me,
Braum
both
compels you.
I and the guard drake are just like.
Yeah. And she just drops to the ground. She's like, "What is going on? I don't know." And then it's going to be
Would I effectively
this
body
guy's
block
turn.
any ranged shots, people behind me?
Yes. So, what that would be is they would have a chance to accidentally hit you instead.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you're invisible, they don't know that you're there. They're going to try and shoot that way anyway.
Right.
So, yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
All right. So this guy is going to. Well, he's right next to Lunera. He might as well just try and stab him, or stab you. So.
Ow. Thank you.
Well, I can't
Lunera
call
might be right.
Colby him. I have to do it somewhere else.
I thought you were going to make that mistake with me. But...
So let's see.
Lunera might be wearing armor.
There's going to be 2 attacks.
Yeah.
International Women's Day.
Yeah.
2.
I think it would have been cooler with
Where's
T-Rex.
3?
but What are you gonna
Yeah, it wouldn't have fit.
All right, need to look something up really quick.
Cool part about this one though is if I
Intermission.
can run at them 30 feet and launch in the air, knock them prone, and then I get an extra slash attack.
Nice.
Kind of like a pounce attack.
That's awesome.
But I have to have run 30 feet. Which I've never run 30 feet before. I've always been 25.
This room was too small.
That's what
Getting out's going to be a
Goldilocks
problem.
said.
Like, wiggling in the door, people pushing. Let's see, hold on.
Okay, well, I guess it's 2 attacks.
That's
So
2 rounds.
attack the first on Nora is going to be a 15 to hit, and attack the second much higher. With a 21 to hit.
Ow! It hits
Is that right?
by 1. I don't know.
Nope, it's a 20. Never mind.
No, it still hits.
Is it? Oh, is it
Your
20?
AC
Is
is
your
20.
Okay.
My AC
That's
is 20.
right.
Okay.
The plate.
Yep. I counted that wrong. So
Dang, I
this
shouldn't have said
and that.
Curses!
Well, thank you for being honest. I'll try and roll low.
Yes. Please do.
Well, you'll get reduction on it, right? Unless he's using a magic.
No.
Yeah, I remember this. If it's the same guy, anyway, he hit hard.
Yeah. He hits harder now.
He almost killed me.
He hits hard. No! Put those dice away.
A lot of dice.
There's a lot of dice.
Don't do that.
That is 20 piercing damage.
So minus 3.
Yep.
17!
As you're so distracted with his allies that he comes in and he kind of does his first slash to kind of weaken your armor a little bit, and then he delivers with the second sword and stabs a bit. Oh, he's got kukris actually.
Finds a chink.
Yep.
Oh. It is the
Yes.
same guy.
You stabbed me, you a-hole.
And then he's actually going to use his bonus action here,
No.
and he is going to how far can he?
Actually, go ahead. Keep attacking me. I can take it.
I disengage.
Yep, he's going to go 1, 2,
You knocked
3,
Akio over.
4.
Was it a
Five.
disengage action?
Yes.
So that means everybody, not just her.
So sorry, that's
I think.
You're right. I think you can't take attacks
Yeah.
of opportunity.
Because it's basically.
so basically
like,
he stabs and then he kind of like tumbles out backwards and does a few backflips and lands on the other side with his kukris in his hand, and he just like measures all of you and then locks eyes with you and he goes, "I warned you." And then it's Akio's turn actually.
Alright, so
I warned you. Pew! Wizard fire.
I'm gonna send my cat in to cast a spell for me,
Okay.
and I'm gonna send it right in between Ari and her presumably dead brother, assassin person.
Like everybody's just like, I don't know. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
It's gonna be something totally different. Like, no,
His father instead.
like right here.
no, I'm Ralph.
Yep.
Remember Ralph from the old thieves gang?
Right.
No? Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna.
Here or here? Like at the door
Doesn't
or
matter because I'm gonna cast Shatter
Ralph.
Okay.
and just hit everybody I can in that space.
So it's an area. What's the area
10
again?
foot. It's a 10-foot sphere.
10 foot. Okay, so
Whatever I can hit in a 10-foot sphere.
you can hit these 3.
All right, perfect. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
And just gonna cast it at the second level. So here we go. Boom. Constitution save of 14.
14, and then what is? Go ahead and read me off the spell as I'm rolling these.
Okay, so sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature in a 10-foot sphere needs to make a Constitution saving throw. A creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save.
Okay, so they all make their saves.
Dang it.
Does it say anything else about that? Because I thought it said something about.
Inanimate objects will shatter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is it inanimate?
Or sorry,
Anything that's not secure.
organic.
Non-magical object that is
Yeah.
being worn or carried.
Inorganic material such as stone, crystal, metal has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Okay.
Non-magical object is thrown.
The rug does not make it safe.
Okay.
Yay!
Non-magical objects that aren't being worn or carried also take damage.
So you come in, your cat jumps in and just like lets out a lion-like roar. Yeah. And it's just like everything in the room just like starts like shaking and shattering, and the desk like breaks apart and everything.
No,
So go ahead and roll me the
it's
damage.
like first like roar, and then the stampede comes down.
17.
17.
17 damage.
17.
I can just imagine the cat. It just kind of saunters in, sits down.
Meow.
Meow.
Just because cats.
Meow, she.
He's a 1940s radio announcer. You see, I'm gonna catch a sparrow. You see, meow.
Meow, sir.
I'm just thinking of the movie Cats Don't Dance.
Or he just goes in there and he sings, "Everybody wants to be a cat."
The cat's the only cat who knows where it's at.
Who knows where to cast? Okay, they're all still alive, but they all are very rattled at this point. The drake is whining pitifully. I didn't sign up for this.
Somebody silence it. I can't take it anymore.
Maybe it'll run away.
And then it is, I believe, Ari.
Yay!
Yep.
I turn to Thornock and say, you go help those guys inside. I got this one. And I step up to the pasty, red-eyed fellow. Can I
Let's go toe to toe.
before I attack, can I see if does he look familiar to me at all?
So at this point, he's wearing that same kind of mask over and hood, so you can't really tell too much. His ears do appear more angular underneath the mask.
Okay.
Yep. But other than that, you can't really tell too much.
I just step up to him, ready to attack, and say, "I'm a slow learner," and swing. 16.
16 will hit.
Okay.
Bravo.
For 11 damage.
You guys don't have proficiency bonus to your armor, right?
Proficiency?
No. Okay. Yeah. So you said 11 damage?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
11 damage. And I want to spend a key point to try and stun him.
Okay. What is it's a Constitution save, right?
Yes, 14.
I don't know why, but Corey's really good at Constitution saving.
Not tonight.
He fails to save. Good teamwork, guys. Yeah, so you slam in, and he kind of doubles over with a kind of this gasping wheeze.
Okay.
You feel his stomach kind of cave a little bit.
Okay.
And he just he's still standing, but he's very shaken and stunned.
So now my attacks are with advantage.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness there was advantage. Okay, that's 25
That will hit.
for 11 damage.
Okay.
No, sorry, 10. And then I am going to spend a key point as well for my unarmed strikes. So that's also a 25 to hit. And I don't get my sneak attack because he's not within 5 feet of another enemy, right? For 11 damage.
11. Okay.
And final attack is a 22 for 11 damage. Holy cow.
Okay. So you, after that first hit, you come in and you just boom, right hook, boom, left hook. Then you grab the top of his head and smack him right in the face, and he goes flying back and slumps against the wall without the mask on.
Okay.
And it is your brother's face.
What? Totally clean as clock.
But he's unconscious.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't have tried to kill.
So I should say that it's your brother's face, but it's very white, pale, gaunt, very
Broken jaw now.
Yeah, he's got a broken jaw. But go ahead and roll me just kind of a general history check.
Okay.
It'll be pretty easy for you.
Remember what it's called.
Uh-oh.
He's in the heat of battle. He knows nothing.
A 1.
You are so distraught. Like you literally just punched your brother, maybe to death.
Read that.
After realizing that he was not dead,
Read that.
or at least he's.
Sounds like a metal band name.
Read that.
Hello.
This Sunday,
Missouri, and we're called Redeath.
I don't know what a metal band is doing at a monster truck rally, but there you go. This Sunday, Bigfoot Angry Death.
Actually, that sounds fairly appropriate.
Yeah,
Right?
With guest Judge Gravedigger.
Thornock.
I would like to rage.
Okay. So Ari says, "Go help the friends," and you go.
I'm gonna run into my
Run straight in.
Okay, so you run.
Dude.
You run straight in. You jump over Akio's cat, and you land. And you just land as you're coming down on this rug. Like you don't realize really what you're attacking, but you know that it is like actively trying to attack your friends.
Yep, I'm gonna murder the rug.
Okay.
Take this, IKEA!
19.
That will hit.
Poor rug never stood a chance.
It's already a little frazzled by the sonic boom. By the meow boom.
It's already frayed. 12 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Still alive.
Tough rug.
It is a
I'm
tough
gonna
one.
go again.
You basically almost cut it in half, and now it's kind of like Pac-Manning as you attack it again.
That is an 18.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Do this. It even has your
And that's 18 damage.
And that turns it into scrap cloth.
Yeah, what about Mrs. Rug? All the little ruglings.
Just like tiny little doilies. They're not full rugs yet. They're just doilies.
Hand towels.
Yep, they're hand towels.
Kirsty mimics.
I told you I don't want to lay on the floor, Mom. You don't understand me. Yeah. So
Be at the table with the proper folk.
Emo rug.
go for it.
There we go.
That's Casey's morning alarm, by the way.
Oh, that would make me mad because I'd be like, no, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
It does jar you awake for sure. Let's see. Next is the rug is dead. Nope. The Drake.
Oh yeah, the Drake has it.
The Drake is finally going to respond.
What's our next album? Oh hey, the drug. The
The rug is dead.
rug is dead.
By re-death.
By read.
Featuring Revivify.
So he's gonna make a bite attack against you, which is that's a 21 to hit.
Aww. What? Why?
Cause you bashed it with a mace. So that's going to be 8 piercing damage.
5.
And then as it it bites you and then it swings around with the tail.
No.
And the tail gets even higher. So
Why?
that's going to be 9 bludgeoning damage. What? It just batters you, so -3.
Jeepers, mister. You're really strong.
Someone call IXL.
I was going for innocent.
Alright, and then it is the top of the round with Resmir.
No.
Resmir cannot see what's attacking her, but she's going to try and attack it. Because it sounds and feels dangerous.
Don't hit yourself. Respect my authority.
That was pretty good.
That was really good.
But what she's going to do is she's going to take a deep breath and just spew acid from her mouth. So it's going to hit. It goes 30 feet, so 5, 10. So it's going to hit. It's going to hit the cat, but it's not going to hit either Akio or Ari.
Can Braum open his mouth and catch it all?
Do you want to take the full brunt of this and take everybody
At least
else's
I don't lose my
damage?
concentration. I may lose my
Never mind. I remember that did a lot of damage.
So you won't have any sort of advantage on this roll. Everybody needs to make me. Everybody who is getting hit, including your cat.
Is that me?
Yeah, I'll
Am I in the line of fire? Aww.
Yep, because it's not a line. It is a
Like a sphere or something, or like
30 foot.
cone.
Oh wait, sorry. It is a line. So it is not going to hit Lunera. It's going to hit the Invisible and Thornock and the cat, basically. Because it's going to be in that direction.
Bring it.
It is. You're going to have to do a Dex 14 saving throw, please.
Allosaurus's dex.
6 plus
Not high enough, I bet.
1. 7.
What throws it? Dex?
Dex, yes.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. It's like.
So I don't think
That would be
I don't
fairly
think
dexterous.
I don't think I make a save throw. It just says his Dex is 15. Is that
No, so that's a plus 2.
2? Okay.
Yes.
Oh right. Okay. 12.
19 plus 1, so 20.
Okay, so you're going to make your
So you
save.
got 14.
Dang, yo.
No? You rolled a 12? Or you
No, I rolled a
10?
9. Or so actually 11.
11, yeah, so it's...
All right, so
Kitty's gonna die. It's okay. It just comes back.
You just gotta summon it again.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't die. It just.
so
goes
this is
back.
going to be half damage on a successful save, but for everybody who did not make the save.
4 damage.
Yes, so 28 acid damage, or half as much on a successful save. So yes, Lorok, you will take a quarter as much. So 7 acid damage for Thornock.
Yeah.
And then so the cat lets out this meow, and then all of a sudden it's just this spray of acid just incinerates
Oh, it's
it.
like in the collector when the cat's in the acid.
Or like in Gremlins when the final Gremlin is when Stripe is melting away. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the most disturbing part of the collector. They open the acid room and they're like, ah, and there's the cat just like.
Is it on Netflix? You
I
know?
don't know.
Okay.
That's a great movie.
It's a movie I need to see. It sounds like.
There's a second too.
Not
The
that I-
collection.
Not,
Watch them in order, obviously.
not that I, like to watch
Scary
cats
movies.
being killed and stuff. It just sounds
Well,
like.
that's a horror movie staple.
Yeah.
Um,
Animal dies.
And then she's
we're
going
talking about,
to
like, the very
and then she's going to ready her sword and kind of wait for that next attack that's coming in. Again, she's got this massive giant black sword that you guys have actually never seen before. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dope.
I want it.
Pretty dope.
It's gonna be mine.
And then
Reclaim it.
claimed. Then it's Lunera's turn. Lunera.
Stripe melting. I'm sorry, I'm being entertained right now.
Are you watching that scene from?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do it. It's
No. It's Gremlins. It's not from the collector that you were talking about.
It's like don't.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
I will go ahead and kick that little Drake guard's ass.
Gonna knock that Drake right out of his lair.
Here I
I'm
go.
on his way. Here you go. Show 2.
12.
That will miss.
Yee! Okay, that's a 24.
24 will hit.
Kill.
Wrong dice again. Okay, I should just put my D.
Yeah, do you use D6s? The D.
That's a 10.
Thank you. Wait,
You want the 8?
that's a D10?
Yeah, 8 is right.
The other one's a percentage.
It's
There
this
you
one.
go, right?
It's the one that looks like 2
Yep.
pyramids.
Okay. For 10 damage.
10, okay. And then your third attack.
And then final attack. 9 plus 6, 15.
15 will hit.
Enter
Yay!
final form.
The final form.
Your final form is an Allosaurus.
is
A one-armed Allosaurus.
orange.
8. Okay.
Yes.
You with
Thank
me,
you, Colby.
with the one I'm in.
Okay.
The
And
one-armed man that murdered Harrison Ford's wife.
that is everything. It's still alive, but you do batter it around a little bit.
Stop making the noise.
Okay.
You're making
It's misery.
You're pushing her like Scoob.
Braum, it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to smack talk her in dinosaur, and then I'm going to bite her again.
Does Resmir understand dinosaur? Is dinosaur?
Would dinosaur be draconic?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
It says no languages, so no languages. It's not an actual language.
Dang it. That would be cool. You could speak to dinosaurs.
I just don't know why you didn't change it to an Ankylosaurus instead.
I figured that this one might be a little more movable, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I just really like Ankylosaurus.
That's true.
This sounds exciting.
No, it's not gonna work. So 8 plus.
It's
8 plus 6.
14.
14. I don't remember here. That will hit.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna bite her, and it's going to be a 2d10 plus 4. So it's going to be this one. Ready. 6 and a 2.
I was like 20. Oh no, that's a 2.
That's a 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For 12 damage.
12 damage.
Same bite, same area. And I'm gonna lick her face while I'm doing it. For psychic damage, hopefully.
She'll definitely have some mental scars. Yep.
If she lives.
Oh yeah, an Ankylosaurus is a huge beast, so you probably wouldn't be able to fit in here.
I basically said, okay, anything in
4d6
large.
bludgeoning damage
Right.
with the tail. Yeah, and if you fail your strength saving throw, you're knocked prone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So nice.
Next time.
Next time on Invisible Dragon.
Garrett is knocked out, so
Yes.
I'm just gonna cross it up there. Akio.
That was the sound of. Step into the room, I guess. And
They're really.
You can step to the doorway.
yeah, okay, I'll step to the doorway. If
Step over the dissolving form of your cat.
if I had cast
I can't do all these
Resume, would I hit Preston?
You can sculpt.
Right, but I can't see.
True. I would say that you have enough awareness of your own magical energy. Yeah, that you're not going to hit.
It's your spell.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not gonna
Then
hit.
I'm going to
I gotcha.
cast a fireball and hit her in the guard drake and try
Okay.
and finish him off.
Not something to say every day.
But she's got
Hit you with your guard
break.
You just like take your wand of winter and you go, this is a little contradictory, but you take your wand of winter and cast fireball with it.
Somehow it works.
Quick and thick.
So it's a dex of 14.
Okay.
Half damage on save.
Resmir does
it's
not make her.
8d6.
Oh wait, no. Hang on.
Oh, no.
Resmir does make her save.
No.
The Drake does not.
Oh.
9 to 11. 16. 24. Or 22, 23. 26. 28.
Oh no, 23 plus 5 was 28, so now it's
So
30.
sorry, yeah, 30. Last final roll. 32 damage.
So she made her save, but the Drake is utterly obliterated. It lets out a final pitiful and dies.
That's for hurting my cat.
And Resmir definitely does look singed, and she's looking a little wary of this. And you can tell that her eyes are darting for any sort of exit, but all she can see is melting ice walls from the fireball and the door blocked by a
I
hulking
forgot about
barbarian.
structural damage.
Plus whatever this invisible creature is that she can't see. Things are not looking good.
Spell, but I also before she dies, but I don't want to pull it too early, and then she can stab you or something.
And then it is
I-
Ari. It is your turn.
I think we should lift this
I'm
one.
feeling torn
Okay.
for the record.
Uh-huh.
I'm like looking at Garrett going, but then my impulse to like help my friends and you know what I mean kind of wins out. I'm like, be right
I
back.
wish I had a hold person.
And go into the room.
Okay.
Man, it's crowded in here.
You can't survive an invisible shark.
4, 5, 6, 7. Technically, I guess I could do that. And as I approach her, I say, "There's no escaping this time, fiend. Say, time to join Cyanrath."
And she's got this more fearful look in her eye now that like her other bodyguard went out into the hall and all of a sudden the rest of you are charging in.
Okay.
That was the two of us.
So first attack was not good.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure it misses that. It's 12.
Yes, that will miss.
Okay.
3 of us in a cat.
Second attack was a 22.
22 will hit.
Are you still in the hallway?
For 11 damage.
I'm in the doorway now.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a key point here for 2 more attacks.
Okay.
So this one is not going to hit either. And my final one is a 25.
25 will hit.
For 8 more damage.
8. Okay. She's still up. And then it is Thornock.
How badly hurt was she?
I'm gonna rush right at her.
She's got 2 bite marks, a bunch of like magical fist burns.
And a poison dagger sticking.
Yeah, there's a poison dagger sticking out of her shoulder.
A half orc charging at her.
Yes, and
this happened, and then I'm...
go ahead and just roll me, Braum, roll me a quick acrobatics check.
And dodge the invisible
9
Allosaurus.
plus...
Thornock, let's get an acrobatics from you as well.
9 plus not good. Let's see, acrobatics. I don't have acrobatics on here, so it would be
Just a
my
dex.
acrobatics or would it be his?
It would
dexterity?
be whoever's.
I'm an Allosaurus.
I think polymorph gives you the creature stat, so I think it would just
I believe
be
it's
0.
Creature stats.
yes, the creature stat. So it would be
So-
that deck, so plus
Dex
1.
and plus 1, yeah.
10.
10.
So Thornock, what was your acrobatics?
21.
Okay. Well, somehow you don't end up like you get your foot out of the way in time, and Thornock rushes right in, and his sword comes down at not Signwraith. You got me saying the wrong person now. Resmir.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll me some damage.
Poor man's 20.
Every 20 is a natural 20 with Thornock.
We need a t-shirt for that.
That's not true.
I just imagine him as like a orc version of Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Just always mad. You need a
Sorry,
teacher.
what was the damage there?
12.
That is the exact amount of damage that you needed. So
Wait a second. Hold on, let me check. I think you can see your paper on the screen. I'm just kidding.
So
Before her
How do you
eyes
do this?
close, I want to pull the spell off so she can see the dinosaur.
So I'm gonna attack, and she's got a dagger in her other shoulder, right?
yes.
So I'm gonna attack the other shoulder from that. My great sword. I want to get it stuck. I'm gonna grab the dagger with my other hand, pull it out, and then I'm gonna just stab until she's not moving anymore.
Okay. So she lets out a howl of pain as you continually stab into her until her lifeless body slumps to the floor.
Resmir's dead.
It's about time. You've only fought her 3 times.
Run from us like.
And as you guys do, you kind of you guys are aware enough. The chest at the back of the room glows and then vanishes.
For the chest first.
That's what I thought you were going to do. I was like,
And I
there's
ignore
a chest
Resmir
in
and I
there.
try and pick the lock on the chest. Pay no attention to me. Let's see what's in here.
And that is the end of combat.
Okay, I rush back out of the room over to
And I chase after you
Garrett.
because I saw what happened.
He's gone.
Bam!
He was unconscious for like 6 seconds.
However, one of his kukris is there still.
Kukri.
Do we see any sort of trail like blood leading off in a direction?
No, you don't see any blood.
There should have been, like, nose blood and everything from that blow.
He's undead.
Is there any way I could like do some sort of tracking to see? Could I roll a check?
Sure, go ahead and roll me a survival check to see if you can track him.
Survival. All right.
I would like to help with it.
Okay, Thornock comes out and probably is going to take over because you're not a tracker.
All right, come on.
While they're doing that, I'm going to be trying to turn around the room.
Let's hope
trying
for
to
natural
loot stuff.
I want that sword. I want her sword.
Okay, do you go over and grab the sword, Thornock?
I can't see. It's down there.
Okay, so Thornock grabs the sword and all of a sudden his eyes just glaze over.
No.
Thornock, in your head you hear, "Who is this?
Oh no, it's a...
You are not Resmir."
Yep.
Give us a buzz.
Thorna.
And as you say your name, a flood of memories pours out from you into the sword.
Uh-oh.
You feel like as if it's learning your entire life story, and it starts out with your like early life and everything, but then it starts seeing your kills. And it starts really focusing on those kills. And you basically get a quick montage, a quick clip show of every kill that Thornock has ever made, up to and including this last one and the Red Wizard.
What's the music playing during the montage?
Yeah, Yakety sax.
Or the final countdown.
Working for the weekend.
Working for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
He's decapitating.
And then as the images fade, the sword goes, I think we can do business. I'm Hazaran. Nice to meet you.
Another dragon.
Do we hear him talking at all?
Nice to meet you, Hazzy.
Do we just hear Thornock talking?
No, Thornock is just like glazed over looking at the sword.
It's
It is.
Dang it. I thought it'd be funny if the sword, you could hear the sword, and we're talking, we could just hear his.
Or like he's just responding back, and he's just staring at the sword, and we're like.
And then the sword like says, "Let's talk for a bit. Get to know one another." And so he's going to be incapable for the next hour as he's attuning to this.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Go ahead and roll me your survival check then.
Well, I got a 7.
You got a 7? No, you can't find any trap. If you would like to try a survival check too, you can.
Sure.
Mine was just out of, like, tracking. Like, I feel so bad, I don't help you. Let me help you. I'm real good at tracking.
He went that way.
I actually rolled a 22.
You went this way.
You rolled a 22.
Yeah.
You pick up a few, like, you can see where he kind of like brushed against the wall and the ice is a little bit lower. He's heading back towards the guest chamber that you guys were
That
at.
we came in from. I tell everybody, I say, I think he went this way, and I scoop up his kukri and
Okay.
go.
See? I'm really good at tracking.
I told you I could do it.
So yeah.
Oh, and then I lift the invisibility.
And then
You see it.
you see me in the corner trying to loot stuff in the form of the Alice. It's like nose stuck up.
Why aren't you seizing the boy? Just not sure this plan was
Okay, so you go running around the corner. You turn back to normal because how long does polymorph last?
1 hour.
1 hour? Okay, so you can keep it on as long as you want.
Is there enough room in this room for me to turn around and go out of the room?
Yeah, you're squeezing, so you're like moving half speed.
Okay, so I want to like just try and move my way around and like.
So the rest of the party is starting to follow you. Thornock is not.
Make my
Luger, you
way
notice that
I'll stay with him.
he's just sitting there
his
like.
body.
I'll guard the room from the hallway that he said.
So you run around the corner and you run into the guest chamber and you see that the door is kind of partially open, and you open it up and the vanishing ice wall is gone and he's standing on the landing platform.
Okay.
And his hair is blowing in the wind and everything. He looks like he's just standing there waiting for something.
I shout out and I say, Garrett!
And the figure slowly turns around. His jaw is back in place now, and he tilts his head at you and he goes, "Who are you?"
I say, I'm your sister.
And he kind of just like sits there a little bit, and he's just like,
It's good. Stay focused.
I can play in character, come on.
I'm
You got
not.
this. You got this.
Alright.
I can't remember.
Say, I haven't seen you for 30 years. We lived in, and I just start like telling him like our life story.
Yeah.
We grew up together in a thieves guild in Baldur's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
We were on a job one night, and you were killed. You don't remember? Sister?
Go ahead and roll me not a deception. You were killed. It totally wasn't my fault. No, persuasion. Or diplomacy. I can't remember which one it is.
Persuasion.
Either one's gonna be.
I don't think there's a diplomacy.
I think they changed it to diplomacy too.
11.
11?
Yeah.
So his eyes seem to like focus and unfocus a lot, and he kind of clutches his head a little bit, and he goes, "No, only four. 4 years. Only 4 years.
Where have you been? What were you doing in oh gosh, what was that guy's name? The tiger's eye.
It's a
Hold on. Yep.
What were you doing working for Resmir and the Cult of the Dragon?
They brought me back. They brought me back. And he kind of looks up at you, and then there's kind of this screech, and a wyvern comes up and lands on the platform, and he looks back to the wyvern, and he looks at you, and he goes, Don't follow me. And then he jumps onto the wyvern, and it takes off.
I say, don't go! And I run up to the edge of the platform. How far up are we?
500 feet in the air.
Slow fall doesn't...
Not that slow of a fall. Yeah.
I throw a Spidey tracker on the wyvern.
Damn, I knew I shouldn't have given you those. coming back to haunt me. So yeah, you run up to the edge of the platform, and you're like, don't go, as he's like fading away. Yeah, your hair is now flowing in that same wind and everything. And he does like give one glance back, and for a moment you feel like there may be some recognition there. And then he just turns away and fades into the foggy night.
This has got a very Daredevil.
Is there a distant screech of a wyvern?
Except they're
yes.
Then just sideways.
Where's my preppy rock when I need him? I take googly eyes at this point. Googly eyes, please.
So after an hour,
I sit down and meditate.
Okay.
On the edge of the precipice as I
there isn't anything else of value in this room.
Take a short
whatever was of value was probably in that chest. But Thornock, go ahead and on D&D Beyond, see if you can look up Hazaran, which is Hazirawn. Just so everybody following along at home knows, as you become attuned to this weapon, this is a great sword. It is a legendary weapon.
Dude.
And it requires attunement.
An orange? Got an orange.
An orange. Even if you aren't attuned to the sword, you get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. And let's see. So while you are attuned to the weapon, its bonus attack and damage rolls is +2. And a hit deals an extra 2d6 necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm. So his hits are now 46.
Yes.
Holy crap.
And then the Hazaran also has spells that it can cast. It's got 4 charges. As long as you're attuned to it and you're holding it in your hand, you can cast Detect Magic for 1 charge.
Yes.
Detect Good and Evil for 1 charge. Or Detect Thought for 2 charges. And then each night at midnight, Hazaran regains 1d4 expended charges. And then while you're attuned to the weapon, any creature that you hit with it can't regain hit points for 1 minute. And then they have to make a Constitution saving throw to end it early if they can.
So they can't heal.
They can't heal. Or can't drink a healing potion. Can't regenerate. Yeah, if you're fighting trolls, it's a really good weapon. But of course, sentient weapons are never to be trifled with. So be careful. But at the end of the hour, Hazaran has kind of told you like its history, how many people it's killed, how many more people it wants to kill. Can you help me with that?
That's very impressive. We have some people we're going to visit.
Wonderful. Well,
sign me up.
Let's get started, shall we? And then all of a sudden Thornock snaps out of his stupor after an hour, and the Allosaurus is now a gnome again. Which I like. The greater invisibility spell only lasted for a minute, so everybody else was like seeing this Allosaurus hunched in the hallway or in the room.
Trying to loot stuff and can't reach with my arms. And
Knocking
trying
stuff
to
over
open
as you're
doors
trying to
and
turn
stuff, and
around.
like testing the boundaries of this thing. Maybe I'm nibbling a little bit on the
upholstery.
not the upholstery, the
Acid cat.
the dead, the dead drake.
I'm trying to see if there is.
Straight from my mouth.
Like, hey Thornock, You okay, buddy?
Yeah, my sword is talking to me. It was super rad.
Dude, I think he's cracked. Okay, pal. That red wizard really did a number on you, huh? It's alright.
Yeah.
We'll get you help.
We're gonna help you out.
Is it okay if I read the description? Does that bother you?
No, not at all. Yeah.
It's a neutral evil sword.
Yes, it is.
Capable of speech and common and netherese. If you
Super
aren't
cool.
attuned.
I'm gonna retrieve my dagger
Yes.
before I forget.
Yes.
If you aren't attuned. Okay,
Well,
sorry.
Doesn't Thornock have your dagger? I thought he like pulled
He
it out.
took it out
to
and just stabbed
stab
it.
her.
I bet he
Oh.
left it in.
Thoron, may I have my dagger, please?
Oh, yeah. I pull it from her face and I hand it to her.
Thank you. And I'm gonna use her robes to,
2d6.
or whatever she's wearing to wipe it off.
Hazaron asks why you choose to ally yourself with lesser creatures instead of just giving them the fate that they deserve.
Uh-oh.
Define lesser.
And it gives you the strong impression that smaller equals weaker, and the gnome is far smaller.
Does he say that out loud? Lesser or
Yes,
define lesser?
I
So I'm
would
gonna
love-
start telling him what lesser means.
I would.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
One-side conversation.
yeah, so Thornock says define lesser, and Braum is like, that just means when something is not as good as something else.
When you get to this, it's when it's lower. It's like gold and silver. Gold is better than silver.
Thornock, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm real solid.
Okay. Because you seem to be entranced with your new weapon, which is fantastic. Just a little concerned.
Everybody can take a short rest at this point, by the way.
I come back in and I wanted to search Resmir. Did she have anything else on her?
Mm-mm.
No.
The only thing else that it says she has on her is her insignia of claws, and you already have that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There was nothing else in the room. Scrolls. What was she doing when
She was
like, at a desk?
Yeah, she was just at a desk. You kind of look through and you just see everything in this room is now shredded and shattered.
Burned. And,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, the floor is a lot slipperier now that both the rug is gone and the ice has been recently melted and refrozen.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's most hilarious when Lunera tries to walk across it because she has hooves.
Natural one.
I'm gonna use my arcane recovery and get my spell.
Not Allosaurus Braum, just regular
Not
Braum.
regular
Yeah.
brown. He slides.
And that's when his arm falls off.
Home Alone style.
Okay,
So I can do
you guys are.
Right.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything else in this room.
So let's peek out the double doors.
Double door?
I tell everybody, by the way, while we're like taking our short rest, I just kind of fill everybody in and I say, I think that was my brother who died when I was 10 years old. He was killed in a.
Akio pays Braum 1 gold.
He was. He was killed in. We were doing a job for Needles, and he was killed. He was 7. That's when I swore off my life of thieving and secluded myself in the monastery for the next 30 years. But he seems to have become some sort of undead creature.
Yeah, he was a lot younger back then, wasn't he? Yeah. Good thing he still doesn't look like a kid. That'd be even worse.
A little bit creepier.
Yeah.
Because children, as we all know, are terrifying.
Yes.
I think he was 7. Maybe I need to double check how much younger he was than me. But regardless, I was 10.
Uh-huh.
He's a younger brother, so
Yep.
8, whatever.
But he was the better thief out of the two of you, right?
No.
Oh, okay, that's right.
That's why he got killed. I shouldn't have brought
that's
him,
true,
and I
yeah.
blame myself
Mhm.
for even bringing him. I thought that like my skills would sort of compensate for his lack thereof.
In an effort to cheer you up, I kind of pat you on the back and I go, 40 looks really good on you.
I say,
Now that I know your age.
I say, among my people, I'm still juvenile.
Probably the oldest one of us, I would think. So you're the wisest of this group.
That is true. I do have a wisdom of 16. Okay, anyway. And so yeah, I kind of commiserate
I'm
a
188.
little bit, feeling
Oh, you're 180. Oh, wow.
a bit of a funk. But I say, well,
Braum was like lazy for the first 180 years of his life. He was only level 1 by the time the party started.
that took you a while. But
Well, every good hobbit style character,
Merchant
they love their
trades,
homes.
mines. A lot of that stuff. It wasn't until later that I,
Okay.
It was just a regular clearing of the throat. Sorry.
have a proclamation.
I turn to the group and I say, well, it looks like our half-orc has an evil sentient sword. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but maybe it can help us get to the bottom of whoever's in charge of this castle. I would have assumed that it was Resmir, but apparently there's more to...
Castle's not falling apart around you yet.
Yeah. We should probably see if we can find the rest of the cult and maybe if there's any of their horde left.
Let's move on.
Okay. So through the double doors.
Okay, so
Down with the wood.
are you guys going through these doors or these
The
doors?
ones that are closer.
Okay.
Another song.
Yeah, there is a song called Closer by
Distant
Nine
or
Inch
something.
Nails.
Closer, my child.
Venture's not gonna work for right now. What's the other song? Where are we at? Drums.
I need something a little more melancholy.
I got you.
Medieval Ancient Warrior Adventure.
Melancholy.
I got you. Hold on.
Got it?
Celine Dion.
Yeah, this is what you... No, this is your melancholy. Not that.
Not that one?
No, this is... Why is it not playing?
Seriously?
Can't play the song. Why?
Braum.
You can't play the song.
You can do it.
Wow, Twitch's copyright infringement is acting really fast these days.
No, it's Spotify. It just says can't play the song. Why not? Update available. Oh, that's why I gotta do it yourself. Alright. Well, if you want to find a melancholy song, Lullaby by The Cure is a great melancholy song. That's what I was going for. Oh, look, it's back up. That was fast.
Sweet. That was faster than I could search for it, so.
Here you go. Here's your melancholy song to make you feel. Plus,
Songbird.
Spider-Man tracker. He says Spider-Man in the song, so it made me think about it.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Okay, so we're kicking the door in? Or are we opening the door slowly?
That's a good question.
Yeah, sorry, it's slow.
Ari's the one in the front, so.
As usual.
Hold up.
What?
I don't know if I missed out on or not, but experience.
Oh.
The most important part of the night. How can we forget?
We killed Resmir. That's gotta be worth something. And a dragon.
It's
And my
only worth
brother.
like 200 XP.
With finesse.
My brother. I killed my brother.
And what else did we do that was cool? I don't know, a rug. Killed a rug.
True.
Abused a
A
young Drake. Drake guard. Guard Drake, whatever it's called.
There's your Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Interesting.
Right.
That's hilarious. My phone's picked it up. Lullaby Cure.
Really?
That quiet they can hear, right?
Did you do a search for it, or does it just know?
It does it automatically with Android N, I think. So if
Interesting.
you update the Android N, it goes. For the always on screen, I should be specific.
Oh, I don't have the always on, so I need to turn my always on.
So it's always off right now?
It's always
What?
on.
It's always off right now?
No, it just locks, basically.
Kitty on my foot, and I won't. Have you guys listened to The Presidents?
1,360 experience.
1,360.
Yes, you guys took down 2 adversaries, basically.
Apply.
It's the always on screen. Always on display.
United States.
The only song I've ever heard by them is Peaches.
Peaches?
Yep.
Gonna move into
To the country, gonna need a lot of peaches.
Here's one for
Peaches from a man, or in a can. They were put there by a man.
Peaches from a man. They were put there by a can.
That's better.
All right. 1,360 experience points.
1,360.
1360.
1360.
I'll save
I'm real excited about Murder Sword.
Gets to the end.
It's excited too. Yep.
What is
It's a dumb song.
what is Thornock's alignment?
That one
What did you
second.
guys guess?
Super dumb.
Chaotic
Unaligned.
neutral.
Chaotic neutral?
It's crazy.
Oh yeah, nail on the head.
Chaotic neutral. We'll see how long that holds up, though. So you peek out and you see this large sprawling courtyard. You're on the basic lower courtyard area. You see up above you there is a kind of this hanging courtyard up above. But it just kind of sprawls out. There's a few other buildings that you can see. You can see the two main towers in the distance with the ballista on top, and there appears to only be like one ogre guard on each, just kind of guarding and idly like turning the ballista.
Sure.
And then there appears to be just like here's the map if you want to come look at it. This is,
Okay.
Did you turn into a dinosaur again?
This is
Not today.
Dang!
If I do a long
Okay, that was where Resmer was. That was the meat locker. This is where we came. Okay, got it. Okay, so and what's off?
and there doesn't
You can't
appear to
see
be
what's going
anything
on.
that you can see.
There's no like
Yeah, you can't see anything.
armies mulling about.
Nope.
We came in.
Let me
here.
just check to make sure here. Yeah, there's no guards or anything that you can see here.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's go. I mean, I kind of want to, if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to explore the level. You know, because there's some rooms and things I'd like to see what's going on in.
Okay.
Everyone okay with that?
It's dangerous, but okay.
If that's my middle name is Danger. Actually, it's not. It's Wild. With a Y.
Wow.
Your middle name is Wild too?
Wild.
It's Ari Wild
I don't
Wild?
have a last name. I just a middle name.
No surname.
So you guys are going to head along this way?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually not any door. There's just this big stone archway.
Okay.
So you can kind of peer around into it if you'd like.
Yes.
Oh, it's pretty.
Just
It is
one
pretty.
eye.
In the middle of this frost-glazed room stands a 9-foot-tall table of carved stone, surrounded by 3 giant-sized chairs, also carved from stone. A fat iron cauldron etched with runes rests upon the table. On the floor in the far corner sits a large iron chest.
So I think we're in the giant's castle, guys.
And you can see that a male stone giant gazes into the cauldron, while a female stone giant sits nearby impatiently.
Okay. Are they have their backs to us?
Mm-hmm. So so the woman has her back kind of facing this way, so you can see the back of her head, and then the man is on the other side of the table, but his head is kind of in the cauldron. And as you're sitting there, she goes, "Are you done yet?" And he lifts his head from the cauldron. He goes, "Hulda, I've told you I need to see what the future holds." And she rolls her eyes and she goes, "Why did I get stuck coming to this place with you, Wiglaf?" And he kind of shrugs and he says, "Bad luck on your part, I guess." And he kind of turns his head back down into the cauldron. And then she kind of turns her head to the left a little bit, and you have to like shrink back and everything. And she goes, "I just don't like it. Lagothka said that he was working with dragons, but what kind of giant would work with dragons?" And Wiglaf kind of shrugs idly as he's kind of continuing to stare into this cauldron. And she rolls her eyes, which you can't see, but you can hear. like they are stone giants, so you can kind of hear that rolling of stone.
Oh.
And yeah, and then she just kind of like she just grabs this large stone axe and just brings it up and just kind of like starts sharpening it with her hand. Yep.
I kind of
I was kind of half
look at
expecting.
Braum and I'm like, call me.
Yes. What is it?
I'm missing the signal. Like there's no telephones,
but yeah,
but it happens.
Ear, mouth.
Thank you for calling Braum. Yes.
I say.
How do you throw it out, sir?
There are a couple of large giants. I'm assuming stone giants.
I was half expecting her to like grab his
next
head
room.
and smash it into the cold.
What do you know about stone giants?
What do I know about snow giants?
Are they evil? Should we try and talk to them or attack?
17 plus
She's playing with someone.
4, 14, 17,
21.
21 on a history check.
21 on a history check.
Unless you want to do nature check,
It's
which is the same.
It's wildly known that stone giants love music. So just listen music.
Rock and roll.
Yep.
Ah.
There's
Mostly
I pitched it and you knocked it out.
mostly hard rock.
You said it. That's perfect, man. Square it up.
You know that stone giants are reclusive, quiet, and peaceful as long as they are left alone. Their granite gray skin, gaunt features, and black sunken eyes endow stone giants with stern countenances. But they're really private creatures usually. But you know that they are known for being carvers. Obviously, they like that carving stone. And they're also known for being seers.
Okay. You shared that with me via our telecom link.
Yes.
Oh, and they're also about 18 feet tall, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Trying to see if I can find cool pictures of them.
So we maybe don't want to. I just don't want to give up surprise if we're gonna end up fighting them. But maybe. Well, anyway, I say I think we should talk to them, and I kind of push Braum.
As far as I know, they're okay. I'm gonna walk up.
You're the talker.
I'm gonna look as stately as possible, smoothing out my purple bathrobe.
3-foot little man.
Excuse me.
18 foot.
Excuse me.
So the Hulda rubs her ear a little bit. Are you hearing that?
I'm gonna cast message on her and say, "Pardon me." I don't
And she stands up with her attitude. She just starts like,
It's me. I'm on the floor. I'm down here. I mean you no harm.
and then her head turns down towards you, and she goes,
You're so large and powerful.
Wiggluff, I think one of the tiny ones is talking to me. And we'll talk back. And so she kind of gets really close, which is just like,
Whoa.
Hello. Yes. Can you hear me without? Yeah, you know.
now that I'm focusing, I can.
Okay. Perfect. Yes. Good day to you. I'm curious. What your fellow here? Is it true that your people can see the future?
Yes, we are seers.
I've-
And she looks down and she notices your robes,
Uh-oh.
and her eyes like just narrow a little bit. She goes, what do you want, dragon worshipper?
Well, in fact, we are. I'm here, trying to gather more information about other people, to encourage, understanding, equality, and I've always been so curious about your people. Your people are fascinating to me.
You're not here for any particular reason?
No particular reason. I just heard so much about you from the common room and from other folks, and they speak so highly of you that I thought I might come see you and speak to you myself.
And she kind of leans in a little bit, and she reaches a finger out and pokes you, and kind of you go stumbling back like 2 or 3 steps.
You are indeed
It's
powerful.
very enjoyable.
Yeah.
You are indeed powerful. And I bow to her.
And she goes, look, the lord of this castle may appreciate you dragon kneelers, but we do not. I recommend you just stay away from us if you don't want to lose that head of yours.
And then I'm going. What's that? Forgive me. I'm new here. Who's the leader at this castle? I have not had his acquaintance as of yet.
You're gonna go ahead and roll me a deception check.
No.
That's 6 plus 10, 16.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And she says, "You don't know the Lord Blakothkus?"
Blakothkus. Do I recognize the name? Like what I...
Go ahead and roll me a history check. While we're doing, Hazaron says to Thornock and says, "Why are we not killing giants? Isn't that a great feat?"
You know, that's a real good question.
Thornock suddenly says out loud.
What?
What?
What going on?
Hold on. What's a good question?
Okay, that's a 17 plus... What am I doing? History. 17 plus 4.
History.
21.
You've heard tale, and now that you're thinking about it, you've heard tale of Skyreach Castle.
Okay.
Because Blakothkus, the cloud giant, is known to have a flying castle that roams the skies around the spine of the world.
And those dudes are huge.
Yes. Let's see. Let me find out. A cloud giant is 24 feet tall. Yep.
Well, why would such a
Oh, and you also know that giants and dragons used to fight a lot. Like there is a history of animosity between the two of them, among all races.
I step out from around the corner and I say, "My dear giantess."
And she kind of shakes her head a little bit, and then her eyes focus on you, and she goes, "Another one? How many of you are there?"
I step out and go.
There are a few here. We have nothing to hide from you.
I say, you appear to not be friends necessarily of the Cult of the Dragon.
No, I am not friends with you.
Neither are we.
And when he says that, I'm gonna pull my shirt back to show my Harper pin.
And she goes, like,
I was hoping I had credence.
Nice pin.
he wears purple.
I say it is a deception so that we can infiltrate the cult. We're trying to put a stop to their attempts to summon the Dragon Queen. And my simple question is, would you hinder us in that attempt or aid us?
So Wiggloff at this time raises his head and he looks and he says, "An elf? No. A human?" And he looks back down at the bowl and he kind of rubs it a little bit and he goes, "A half-orc and a devil? Is that correct?"
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Well,
Just about.
the tiefling might take issue with the term, but yes.
"Hold up, bring them up here." And she rolls her eyes and she takes her axe and for a moment like she looks like she's readying it and then she turns it sideways and like sets it down so you guys can walk up it like a ramp, whoever would like to.
All right.
I go.
Come on, Thornock.
Thornock?
Fine.
Put the sword away.
Yeah, Hazaron size 2. And
Sorry to get off.
Don't worry,
Have you
buddy.
read any Brandon Sanderson
no, not
novels?
yet.
You ought to read Warbreaker.
Okay.
It's his second novel, and there's a sentient sword in there that just wants to kill everything.
Yeah, usually a sword, like if you give a sword intelligence, it wants to do sword things, and a sword is only good for killing things.
Anyway, sorry.
Except for the seeming sword in.
Oh, by the way, in
Dr.
case
Rabbit.
anybody wanted to
That's true.
see, I'll hold it up for Thornock for a moment.
Oh,
There
there's the
is
sword.
Resmir holding Hazaron, so you can kind of see what Hazaron looks like, which is kind of this cool, like black blade.
Baller.
Pretty.
So it's like a falchion kind of.
Yeah, sort
Only
of.
she had a spear we could have broken.
Yep.
It's true.
Well.
So she lifts you guys up and like very expertly, like she even has to, because she's holding it, but you guys are on the other side, so she has to like spin it around, but it's just like perfect motion. And she sets you down on the table and you all get off, and Wolgluf kind of hangs over you, where Hulda is kind of like that thin kind of just kind of your standard Greystone. Wolgluf appears to have like giant bouldery cheeks and everything, and he looks at each of you.
Fed stone giant.
Yes, he is. He's a fat stone giant. He looks at each of you, and then he looks into the bowl, and he runs his finger around the edge of it, which makes not a. It does make like a ringing sound, and you can tell that the very edge of it is just covered with like diamonds, very fine diamonds shaped into like a full rim. And he goes, I see the potential to save the giants. Are you interested?
Yeah.
We are.
We're interested. We want to save
What would that entail?
Well, there I see two paths. One where the giants help the dragons, and one where the giants do not. And in the center is Blakothkus, being pulled two ways.
Blakothkus is the leader in this castle?
Yes, he is the cloud giant who runs this castle.
Mm.
He controls it, he maintains the system to keep it in the air.
So why is he helping the cult?
Blakothkus thinks that in order to create a new war between giants and dragons, he must bring dragons back into the world more prominently.
So he seeks to unify giant kind by giving them a common foe.
Yes, and so far it is not the way we would like it.
Are the other giants rallying to the cause, or are you?
There is much
strife amongst...
grumbling. Some giants believe that he is in the right. Other giants believe that we should not bring such a grand foe into the world.
And if we could put a stop to the cult and stop them from summoning Tiamat, what would that mean for the giants? Would we have to fight Blakothkus? Would he stand in our way?
Blakothkus is, as I said, caught between two directions. Perhaps he can be pulled in one farther than the other. Hulda rolls her eyes and she goes, he means that you could probably persuade him.
Yeah, and how would we do that? What's
rolling a natural 20 on your persuasion?
What's his,
Yeah, Wiglaf looks over at the gnome and he says, you guys are very persuasive when you need to be.
Is there anything particular?
No.
We're persuasive.
Hazaran like tingles in your hand a little
I
bit.
just cover his mouth.
and if we can't persuade him,
Then we're gonna be squished.
I would assume that after that, you would have to do what is necessary for you to survive.
Is there anything?
Not that you would, but
Indeed.
how did you know about our party?
And he grabs the edges of the bowl and he kind of turns it a little bit and he goes, as your gnome friend said, we are great seers, and while sometimes I can see things far into the future, other times they are right in front of my face. And Hulda rolls his eyes and says, he's also a good guesser.
I'm going to ask him: Is there anything you can about your king? Things that he prefers. It sounds like he is a great man of the hunt.
King?
No, not the king. The
Bluff.
no, what's his name?
Blakothkus?
I have it written down.
Blakothkus.
Blukothkus.
Let me get you the actual
Spelling.
So Blakothkus are there any temperaments? Does he prefer to hunt? What are things that may help me to understand his temperament?
So, by the way, it's Blagothkus. Blagothkus. Blagothkus is a reluctant follower. He prefers to find glory in combat against his old foes. He has kind of been far reserved since the death of his wife.
So he seeks solace in external means.
But he also thinks that giants have grown soft.
So is his goal to kill dragons, or is it to unify giants?
His goal is to make giants strong again.
So how might we persuade him to abandon his support for the cult?
I'm afraid that the water doesn't tell me that.
Is there anything else that you can tell us about this castle that might help us? Potentially where the cultists and or their leaders may lie, so that we can...
The main people of the cult, and he looks at Hulda, and she nods to the back wall. She goes, that half-dragon lady is right on the other side of this wall.
Resmir?
Yes.
We've disposed of her.
All right, well, let's see. I guess then all that would be left would be that red wizard and his companion.
Also disposed of.
Where is he?
Oh, well, then I guess all that would be left is the dragon.
There's a dragon here.
Yes. He's in the bottom chamber guarding all the treasure. Twinkle, twinkle.
And Blakothkas, is he also in this chamber? I assume he would not take quarter with such a
No,
creature.
Blakothkas is in the upper courtyard, in his tower.
Which makes sense.
go kill the dragon.
Oh, and there's another that you should watch out for. And,
Let me guess.
Red
No.
eyes.
no, not a gnome.
Not you.
Red eyes.
No, not pale, more purplish skin, but she is quite deadly. Be very careful of her.
Is it another half dragon?
No, she used to be an elf, didn't she? Hulda nods like, yeah, just about. Now she walks the night.
Oh boy.
An undead of
A
sorts?
vampire!
Mm-hmm.
And, okay. So, maybe help me understand, if you could, the layout of this castle. Here on the main floor, Blakothkas is on a level above.
Yes. Here, I'll pull up the actual, now that you guys are... Now that they're basically
Taking
going to
notes.
be, drawing a map for you and everything. I just need to check.
It's good.
Just need to check a few things. They do tell you about the name of the dragon too. It's an adult white dragon named Glaziel.
Glaziel.
Yep. The cloud chaser. Which, if you remember, is like half of the subject of Talus the White's journals.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so the castle itself, and we're going to cover over one thing here. Because they don't know about anything about the lower level.
Okay.
They know how to get there. But here is the main, here's the side view again.
That's cool.
Yep.
Okay, we're here.
Yep, so you're here in the lower courtyard on 10, and they kind of tell you that there's barracks over here for the cultists. There's stables. The upper courtyard has an ogre barracks where Blakothkas keeps all of his men, specifically.
Do they have any ideas on how high the ceilings are in each of these quarters?
No, they don't have that specific details. And then they do tell you that, let's see, so I believe that is...
In the stables, are they horses or are they more guard drakes?
Wyverns.
Wyverns.
Yep. And they believe that his tower is right here. Blakothkas' tower is right there.
I say, so if we were to
Make our way up to the second level. Would we be challenged by these ogres, or how could we obtain an audience with Blakothkas? Peacefully.
Well, Hulda says there's plenty of members of the cult wandering around. If you guys kind of just acted casual, you might be able to make it through. The night guard is a little bit easier, but again, beware of the elf woman. And Wolgaf goes, just because they fooled you, Hulda, does not mean they're going to fool everyone. She kind of shrugs and says, what do you think? And he just kind of shrugs and goes, it's not my place. I just read the water. And they kind of argue back and forth a little bit more.
Water or diamonds? I thought it was diamonds.
The rim is diamond.
Oh,
Yep.
Gotcha.
It's offensive.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Is there any other...
By the way, you can, as part of your short rest, you can bring your familiar back.
Okay.
Yep.
I say, well,
And if you want it in cat form, you can as well.
Yeah, I'll just keep it in cat form.
I say we would love to help you both unify your kind as well as eliminate Blakofkas' support for the dragon cult and their queen. However we can. Is there anything else that you can tell us that might help us about castle, about how would we get to the lower levels?
The
if we wanted to confront the dragon.
That is a good question. Let me see here.
Sorry.
So this kind of area at the back here, the spiral staircase, leads up to the upper courtyard and the lower as
And
well.
down. Okay, so it was over where you were
Yeah,
drawing.
so it was here.
Got it.
Your
It
crew
was-
map. It was
yeah,
this
yeah.
area right
Okay.
here.
Okay. I say, I don't suppose you know approximately how many cultists there are in the barracks or wyverns in the stables.
I'm afraid we haven't been keeping too much track. You're rather small and hard to count.
I say, so out of curiosity, what is it that brought you here to the castle?
We were told to come as ambassadors to try and see what Blakofkas' plans were and see if we could talk with him, but so far we haven't really met, and Wilguff here has been working on seeing things. And he goes, and so I have, and he picks up the bowl and just starts drinking out of it, and his water starts sloshing down his stony body.
I say, are the stone giants generally in favor of or against Blakofkas?
You'll find factions on both sides for each individual giant clan.
And how about you two?
We don't like the idea of working with dragons at all. And Wilguff slams the now empty thing down and wipes his mouth, lets out a very loud rumbling belch, and says, yep, that's about right.
Well, if you guys have not had an audience with him yet, well, why don't we go together?
Hulda looks over at Wilguff, and Wilguff goes, that's not what the water told me. And he takes it and he straps it to his back. Well, it looks like he straps it to his back. He really doesn't do much to it other than attach it to his back, basically. And then he stands up and he goes, come, Hulda, we've got much to do. Thank you all for meeting with us. It was a pleasure. And he holds out a finger and just shakes whoever's hand. Yeah, all five of you
Everybody puts a hand on it.
like touches it and it's like, okay, this is
The most
good.
awkward
Weird.
finger shake.
And then he's going to wave at Hulda, and they're both going to start walking out towards the main courtyard, or the main gates. And he goes, "Good luck, heroes of Greenest. Tell our story. Tell our story."
Didn't you say there was a chest on the table?
There is a large iron-bound chest.
They're gone.
This is like Mickey Mouse where he climbs through the lockpick hole.
Yeah, how big is the chest?
It is rather big, but Hulda does pick it up and carry it with her. Yeah.
So, we're
Need to have like
talk
X-ray
to
vision, see what's inside.
Blakofkas.
Big Lebowski, or do you want to talk to
Yes.
the dragon?
I want to kill all the
basement?
cultists.
Let's go for the dragon.
Oh,
Well, I think. I
I don't think we can take on a dragon quite yet.
That's a good question, actually. I don't know a lot about dragons. How about you, arcanists and lore
I'll
experts?
only find out what I know about dragons.
Is this
17
a
plus
challenge that we would be up
22.
What's the CR rating on a dragon?
22 is my.
I know they're large, rather large, and usually the color indicates their preference.
Dragons are the most dangerous creatures in the world as far as
Pretty
most
much.
people are concerned.
Perhaps we can convince. My brain said Duragar, but I know
Ulgothicus.
Lagothicus. But perhaps he would be
Lebowski.
interested in going on a hunt with us into the Nine Hells.
After a kill.
If he wants to bring her here, why not just go straight to her?
That sounds dangerous.
But you do know
it's a
that
great
white
idea.
dragons are the smallest, least intelligent, and most animalistic of all the chromatic dragons.
Okay.
They are vicious, cruel reptiles driven by hunger and greed.
The five of us against one.
I would
beast.
like to take a rest, but let's go kill
Well,
everything.
let's
go
take a
kill
long
all this.
rest.
I'm not
first.
suggesting that we go try and fight it right this moment.
I say we depose of its help. You know, get rid of the weaklings and then
Exactly.
focus on one.
I'm worried that if we
20 minutes?
try to attack the dragon now, it might call its cultists and wyverns to assist, and we could be.
That's
true.
in
Thornock, how
trouble
quickly
soon.
do you think you could dispatch an entire room full of cultists?
You do have
one well placed
How many
fireball?
are there?
We don't have a count.
Yeah,
Not sure yet.
20 minutes.
Right?
We're not sure. Let's do it.
Hazaran says, 10 minutes.
I say to Braum, I say, why don't
very
you, since you've got the robe,
Okay.
and you're perhaps the most silken tongued among us, although sometimes your foot does get stuck in your mouth.
Let's do get help.
Why don't you nonchalantly see if you can scout out the barracks and the stables and see what we might potentially be up against.
How big is the stables? From where I assume we're walking towards it stealthily, or are we walking?
No, we stay back.
You guys stay back.
I'm the only purple robes.
So
I'm
I'll
going
send
then.
my cat to the other direction of whatever you're going.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm sorry, so where are you going?
I'm gonna go to the barracks,
The barracks.
where those dudes presumably
Okay.
are.
And I'll send my cat to the.
In my purple
stables.
robes. How far? Once I get to the barracks, I guess. How far would you reckon that is from everyone else?
So let's see, that's about 60, 70 feet.
Okay.
So we're still within range, right? Of the telecom.
Checking.
I think it's 100 feet. Or no, it's
120 feet.
We got
We're good.
5 bars.
So I'm gonna go into, I guess,
Like 4.
I'm gonna try the door, and I'm gonna be just open.
Okay.
I'm not going to be trying to be.
Yes, the door opens right up,
I'm gonna
and
act stately as much as I can, like I'm important.
so most of the guards in here are asleep. There appears to be 10 humans or humanoids. None of them appear to be any sort of like monstrous humanoids or anything. They're all, the mixture of half elves, humans, that sort of thing. And that, like, 5 of them are like playing cards together and playing 3 Dragon Ante, and the other 5 are asleep. And the first 5 look over at you and they go, and they kind of, one of them kind of stands up a little bit formally and
You.
yes.
Have you heard from Resmir?
Go ahead and roll me a deception check at this point.
19 plus 10, 29.
Yeah.
No, sir. I haven't heard from her. I
You
can go
take
check.
3 men, go check.
Right, and he snaps his finger at 3 of the other ones, and the ones at the table are wearing kind of this black armor, this black leather armor, and they all stand up and they strap their scimitars to their belt, and each of them grabs a spear because why not? And they all start marching out.
They go march
the door.
out,
Yep.
and then as they march out, I'm going to look at the other guys and be like, I just wanted to get in on the hand on the table. May I?
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure, of course.
I'm gonna sit down with them.
Alrighty. And they're
Play
going to
cards.
start playing
For a
cards.
little while.
Okay.
I'm sending those guys. Those guys are coming over your guys' direction. So have fun.
So do you message them and tell them, or
No, we're gonna.
I can't
have
where
a
I'm
nice
at because they'll see
surprise.
my mouth move. So I'm just gonna let them go, and then I'm gonna be chatting up the guys.
okay? We're actually going to end it there tonight, just because it's almost 11:30. But we'll watch. You guys kind of watch from the archway as 4, because you said take 4.
You take those 3. Yes.
So 4 of these cultists
We're gonna
start
sneak up behind them.
marching up towards Resmir's room, and
So
they don't see you. So we will begin next time with that
Combat.
scene.
Okay.
And probably a fun game of 3 Dragon Ante. I need to learn the rules.
I think I'm actually proficient in the tree dragon ante.
Yeah.
I think I had to, as like part of my background, I got to choose like a dice or, you know what I mean? Like,
Braum's gonna win the tag game, and if he doesn't, he's gonna grab as much as he can and thunderstep out of there.
And then actually, hang on, I got one more thing for you tonight, and it just involves some experience here. You all get...
no, I only need.
Or 2,700.
Yeah, I need 6,000.
You all get... Let's see...
More than that.
come on.
2,700.
I'm at 27.5 right now.
Okay, that's right, mine too.
28.
You all get 580 experience points for diplomatically dealing with the stone giants instead of fighting them. So.
Yay!
Diplomacy wins.
I didn't want their dust on my hands.
Yes.
Because they don't have blood.
Well, Thunderstep probably could have done some damage.
Shatter?
Yeah, shatter.
Okay. Funny scene to end tonight on. As you sit down, the ante, they go, first ante is one arm. Dun, dun, dun!
The tie-in.
All right, well, and that's the game, guys. Good night.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Finally killed Rezmir. That's another half dragon under the belt. You might have a few things to do going forward.
Braum's gonna have to send
We'll
out
see.
this addendum to the new parts of the song.
Yep. And then we killed her.
He threw a dagger.
Dinosaur.
If you've ever seen an Allosaurus, you know what I mean.
But you wouldn't have seen him because it was invisible.
And a new sword was acquired. Whether that's a good thing or not remains to be seen.
I'm sure that Thornock will think it's a good thing regardless of what happens.
True.
The rest of us, not so sure.
Reese, were you able to find that sword on D&D Beyond?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And you made sure that you attuned to it and everything?
Yeah.
Did you make sure that you attuned to it?
Reese.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Alrighty, perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Have a good night. See you next week.
It's been good. It's been real.
How long has that camera been off to the side of me? Is that...
Right now, you're sitting on just the left third of the frame. That was my bad. I didn't position
Okay,
very
well, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed the